What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over why I think the Scooby Doo NPC is really powerful in the Fortnitemares update. As always, if you guys do find this video to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, comment down below if you're going to be taking advantage of this NPC, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything. It is EvolveJake, like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So in the Fortnitemares update, they added a few NPCs around the map, but I think the most helpful is going to be Scooby Doo. He can be found at this gas station that's in like kind of the top left corner of the map above Viney Shafts, and he can be hired as a supply specialist NPC for 600 gold. And then the Shaggy NPC is also at this gas station, and he will sell Scooby snacks for 600 gold, which is nice, but more than I would actually want to pay for them. And the Scooby snacks are like an incredible healing item, but they're really not that rare or that difficult to find. And if I do have to run like Big Pots or Flowberry Fizz over the Scooby snacks, it's not the biggest deal to me. So I don't really take advantage of Shaggy, but Scooby himself is incredible because he is a supply specialist. And if you don't know what these supply specialists do, they give you ammo and supplies periodically, like basically on a cooldown, and they give you ammo for the thing you're currently holding out. And most notably, they can give you shockwaves if you're holding out shockwaves, and that is what makes this NPC so good. The rest of the area, this gas station, is actually a pretty decent landing spot. Between the gas station and the nearby helicopter pads, there are 12 potential chest spawns, 2 slurp truck spawns, so assuming you're not like contested, you should be able to save all the healing items you find, 2 car spawns, and then there's also a potential ghost face phone booth spawn as well, which is pretty helpful. If I'm not able to get other mobility items from my initial looting, I'm definitely happy to have that last called knife for the early game. And as I kind of already said, what makes this Scooby Doo NPC so busted is that with him being a supply specialist, he can give you shockwaves if that's what you're holding out when it comes time for him to resupply you. Being able to essentially have unlimited shockwaves is a huge advantage in how the game is currently played, because in my opinion, shockwaves are far and away the best mobility item in the game right now. And with how saturated the loot pool is, it's somewhat difficult to consistently get shockwaves. So having essentially unlimited, you're going to be able to easily run away from anybody you want to get away from, and you're going to be able to chase down anybody you want to chase, and you shouldn't have to worry too much about conserving your shockwaves, because as long as you have one remaining when it's time for him to resupply you, he'll give you a stack of 3. And I believe the cooldown timer is something like 45 seconds or a minute, which sounds long, but it actually goes by pretty quick. And you're just able to consistently get shockwaves on cooldown and use your shockwaves more freely. I think one thing that people really struggle with shockwaves is that with them being a consumable item, running out of them is obviously a huge problem, because if you run out of your mobility, then you're going to be somewhat stranded and your options in fights are going to be more limited. But also, because people are worried about that, they feel like they don't want to use them too much, like they're too conservative with them, and then they end up just not using their mobility in situations where they should, and so they don't get away from fights that they need to get away from, or they're not able to chase down kills that they want to chase down. And with this NPC, you have as many shockwaves as you need, and so you can play a lot more loose and a lot more free with them, as long as you're able to hold on to one. Like, you do obviously need to find shockwaves in the first place before he's able to give them to you, but once you do, this NPC is a source of unlimited shockwaves. And so what I like to do if I want to take advantage of this NPC is land at the gas station and loot up around that area, and then usually make my way towards Bugswater Beach. This is a POI that isn't that contested, and a lot of times by the time I get there after looting my gas station, there might be like one fight happening left that I can usually clean up and then get the loot from that area. And ideally, Bugswater Beach would actually be a gold drone POI, because it does have potential for that to be the case. And when you get those drones, you're able to shoot them down and get loot. But these drones have potential to drop shockwaves for you. So then you can kind of start your collection going. And if I don't get what I need from Bugswater Beach, then usually I would make my way towards one of the OXR shops, hopefully buy shockwaves there. But even then, it's not like I can't play the game without shockwaves. Like, I would like to have them, and one of the main reasons to get this NPC is to get those unlimited shockwaves throughout the course of the game. But it's one of those things where, like, if I don't get it immediately off spawn, at some point during the course of the game, I'll probably find shockwaves, and then, you know, the NPC can start, you know, resupplying me with them and keep me topped off. And that is one of like kind of the struggles when it comes to looting mobility this season, is you might be at a point where like you eliminate an enemy and they have like one shockwave on them, and if that's all you have, it's not really worth taking. But in the situation where you have this NPC, one shockwave can easily become 4, can easily become 7, so on and so forth. So I just get the NPC early on regardless if I find shockwaves or not, and then once I do eventually find them, the NPC will keep me topped off. There is a bug with the NPC, and I don't know what causes this, where sometimes they'll just give you nothing when they go to resupply you. This has been a problem for a while with the supply NPCs, but when it happens, you just go about your day, and then eventually they'll resupply you again, and hopefully at that point the bug is fixed. But I don't know what causes this or what fixes it. It just seems like it's like a random chance where sometimes the game bugs out and you get nothing. That sounds like Fortnite. But that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found this to be helpful, informative, or interesting. If you've been looking for, you know, more low-key spots to land in Fortnitemares, I think this gas station is actually pretty good, and being able to get this Scooby NPC definitely makes it a lot better. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. And play the skin cut, but you only play 0 builds? Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be rough. I think it's reload builds. And typically, the amount of people that get it isn't so high that it's just like kind of free to get. Like, it's usually, I wouldn't say like the hardest thing ever to get, but like you gotta be somewhat decent to get them typically. Like, you probably aren't just gonna be able to rat your way to placement for it. Taking too long to release her? Nah. There's still almost 2 weeks. Halloween is on Friday. So there's still like a while. Thanks, bro. Dorkmo was revealed. It was because he was the skin cup skin for the like new reload map access, and they did that. Where are you going, bro? I'm terrible. What the heck? We got pig on pig violence. They're trying to chainsaw each other. One v one now. Scooby died to storm, so I have no more unlimited shockwaves. Instead. Dang, that car is way healthier than I thought it was. Wait, I'm so dumb. Actually, so stupid. I thought that mountain was in zone. Jeez.